Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for checking in with us as always. Today we're going to talk to you. You know, we're constantly doing the fishing thing. We're avid deer hunters as well. Today we want to talk to you a little bit about food plot strategy. It's mid-July and we like to get some of our food plots out around that time. Our first archery season doesn't start till October 1st. So that gives you know, our food plots a lot of time for growth. But I want to talk to you today about how to set up a food plot in a very high pressured area. So all of the land around us, everybody hunts. We have a small parcel right here, you know, of less than 30 acres, and the neighbors hunt and the people over on the other side hunt. And so we've got hunters everywhere. So we also have tons of crop field around here as well. So how do you compete with that? You really don't. But what you want to try to do is make an area that these deer will stage in and feed before they go out to the big fields, the you know, the corn, the beans. Basically what we're trying to do is make an in-between area. So what we have here is just a food plot with some whitetail clover in it. Of course, I've got some Johnson grass coming up in it I need to get rid of, but we've got some imperial whitetail clover here. We killed this off behind us back here, and we're going to disc this up today and get this planted. And what our goal is, we want some ground cover because it is, you know, an area that's kind of open in a field, and we want to try to give these deer some security and make them want to come out and eat during daylight hours. We're going to plant this outer rim in a Sudan or a sorghum grass, so it'll get really tall, and it'll give these deer a lot of cover whenever they come out to feed. And then over in this area, we're going to put out a little bit of winter forage. I don't really care for the turnips, but like a winter peas and beans, and maybe sugar beets right over here. Just not a whole lot, because these deer will feed on this clover until well after the first frost. But the key to it is to make a small area. It doesn't have to be a giant food plot, but just something to get these deer to stage to before dark, before they go out to the bigger crop fields. And when you're hunting a piece of woods that's a connecting piece of woods to other properties, hunt the outside edge. I can't stress that enough. Hunt the edge. Stay out of your woods as much as you possibly can, because everyone else around you, they're going into their woods. They're flushing deer out. And if you can stay out of yours, all the deer will focus in your area. They will stay in your woods, and it actually becomes sometimes more of a bedding area or a safe haven for these deer during deer season, because we try to stay out of it. And then last year we came in and we put us, because I hunt with the kids a lot and they like to wiggle and squiggle and move, especially this one right here. We came in last year, we put in this shooting house. We can get in there and stay warm in the wintertime, and the deer have really gotten used to it. So, but we're going to break this down with what our setup is here in just a minute. First, I'm going to do some disking.
We love watching men disc. He's coming, he's just fixing something. We'll be right back with you. If you guys can see, just look behind me. I gotta tell you something. He is good at farming. He's good at explaining stuff, but explaining stuff that I probably don't know. And okay, YouTubers, we're gonna watch him for a sec. I mean vloggers.
Vloggers? We're the vloggers and YouTubers.
Okay, you.
backed up pretty good. I mean, it's breaking up pretty daggone fine. So what helps is when you come up and you know, like for instance, it was as tall as this imperial clover, and I came up and just took the mower, mowed it down real short, and then came back with the roundup this whole thing off, killed it off. Did that about a week ago, and now I'll go through here. You know, we got all this disc, and now we're pretty much ready to fertilize lime, and then we'll lightly disc that in, and then we will go back and seed and then drag over top of that. So we let things cool off a little bit. It was really hot. We decided to come out here this evening and plant this. You can see how I have this kind of disced up, and this little strip up through here on the outside edge of our clover is where we're going to plant our Sudex or our sorghum. This is going to give us that ground cover. So we're going to plant that, and then over there we've got some winter peas to go in the other spot. So we'll have a early forage with the Ladino clover, imperial clover, and then we'll have a late forage for these deer as well with the winter peas. So we're getting ready to spread this in just a minute. So just to recap, the top few things that you need to remember when it comes to, you know, food plot strategy is number one, and most importantly, doesn't matter what you plant, but the most important thing is ground cover. You need to have an outer rim of something that's taller, switchgrass, some sort of native grass, something that'll get tall and give those deer a little bit of protection, or make them feel more comfortable coming out, especially in daylight hours. That is especially true in high pressured hunting areas, which is all we know. So second most important thing is plant for the seasons. And what I mean by that is a lot of guys focus on a year-round planting. I put more into my food plots to produce better in mid to late bow season and early gun season. The winter forage starts to come on, and that is to give these deer something to feed on, especially during the rut, where they can come into this food plot behind us here and they can feed periodically, and come in here and actually check does. So third most important thing, and I cannot stress this enough, stay out of it. Once it's planted, leave it alone. Stay out of your food plot. Don't be walking through it. Don't be riding through it. Try to position your cameras away from the food plot where you can get in and check them without flushing deer out of it. We hunt over it, that's one thing, but we try to do it strategically, watching the wind, number one, watching how we come in and out, number two, and time of day. Sometimes it's best for us to enter that ground or that shooting house after daylight instead of coming in directly at daylight, especially during the rut. So that's the third and final thing is make sure that you stay out of it. A lot of people do not do that. So we're going to get this planted, guys. We'll give you and get it fertilized and limed and everything. We'll get all this taken care of, and hopefully we can sling a stick through a big old buck this fall. We'll see how it goes.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, please. Do it because we need subscribers. We need 1,000 subscribers.